No, 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 this way. We don't want you by the prosecutors. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Been looking for a job, but they don't want to hire me, but not really.
Tell me, what is the last time what have you done to look for a job?
What have I done?
Yes.
I went to the internet. I told my sister to go through the stuff. They want to hire pipe fitters.
Why you tell your sister to do it?
But I'm really not good at that.
I don't think you really understand.
You need to learn how to use a computer.
They told me, and then I went to a friend of mine. Well, she's not really my friend, but she told me she could try to help me out. Cooking wings. That was my last resort. Wingstop.
Go there and ask them for an application and apply. Why haven't you done that? We've set this case off for 3 different times now. What have you been doing with yourself all day, every day? If I drug test you now, what's going to show up?
I came out clean already.
I'm sending you right now. You've got me concerned the way you're acting right now, Mr. Galindo. I'm sending you for a drug test. You must come right back. If you fail to go take a drug test, you take off of me. I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand? Take a seat. Come up.
Step forward.
What? No. For real? What do you test positive for? You said everything?
I heard
Everything.
lots of stuff.
Yeah, bunch, a lot of stuff.
Test positive for.
Mr. Galindo.
Quit being such a.
Yep. You said everything. That's right.
It's been a hard. It's a hard year. It was a hard year. Got out of jail February. I lost my grandma. They're trying to sell the house. That's why they put cases on me. They offered me 30,000. I didn't take them because where am I gonna live? So I don't know. It's been a hard year, man.
But it's really not though. It's mind over matter, Mr. Galindo. Mind over matter. You should be able to overcome these things and not have to always turn into dope. You know, you have issues, if you're stressed out, if you're having a bad time in life, running to dope, that's not the way. You find another outlet like working out, running, you know, boxing, playing bat. Anything is better than doing this. You can
Way better.
look at you now, man. I could tell the moment you came up here, I knew something was up. You know what I have to do now, right? What do I got to do now?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. What
You staying with me?
is it?
You staying with me?
Where? Oh,
Jail.
jail? Well, I don't care about no jail. I lost my grandma. I don't care about no jail.
Mr. Galindo,
Why?
chill
I
out.
don't.
Relax, relax.
You should.
I don't, sir. I lost my grandma. I'm telling you, trying to tell the house. I don't really care.
Who else do you
I
have in your
just
life?
think- I got my sister.
Well, then that's something to
I
work
got my sister straight up.
isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't really care about the jail. I lost my grandma. So. Any other shit is irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Do you think that your sister would be proud right now?
I already told her. She's mad.
Right.
But
And she should be, because that's next time when you're in this, you think of your sister. Hey, if I do this, would my sister be proud of me? Would she be upset? That's what you need to think about.
Yeah, it was too much for me. Can I go now?
I'll take you now. Hey, I'm gonna wish you good luck on the next 2 to 3 days because coming down. So good
right.
luck, Mr. Galindo.
Okay.
Christopher McIntyre. Mr. McIntyre, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 5th, 2024, officers met Webster PD and a witness following a possible DWI at 14835 Sun Harbor Drive in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, pull into a garage off a public roadway. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed the strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant, unable to follow instructions, red glossy eyes, slurred speech, stumbling while walking, and poor balance. Standard field sobriety tests were refused. The defendant was read the DIC and refused breath and blood. The wheel witness stated she witnessed the defendant fall off a motorcycle twice, and the defendant was swaying and unable to maintain balance while trying to pick the motorcycle up. The wheel witness stated they went through.
He's on a motorcycle, driving it, and he falls off the motorcycle twice?
Yes, Your Honor. And the wheel witness stated that they went through 2 red light cycles as well before the defendant drove off. The wheel witness followed with hazard lights on, driving 70 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone to stay within eye contact of the defendant, and was on the phone with 911 the entire time. A blood search warrant was obtained and executed.
I see that he had a prior DWI dismissed about 1.5 years ago. What else, Alex, what other criminal history do you see? Anything?
No other besides that dismissed DWI.
I'm gonna find probable cause, but I'm debating whether to put an interlock on him. That has me pretty worried, Mr. LeGrand. You know? Mr. McIntyre, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. For the time being, I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. If I find that I can trust you and that you're not going to consume, then we can talk about taking it off. But for the time being, I mean, this is really scary, man. You're on a motorcycle and, you know, God forbid something happens that you tear your head up, you know, really. I'll pay for it for you so that there'll be no issues for you. But for the time being, no alcohol. If I find that you're using, and I don't care what the source is, cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, tequila, lollipops, hair dye, whatever it is, we will not give you any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay. What do you do for a living, sir?
Manager of IT.
Of what?
I'm manager of technical services for Blood.
Okay.
IT judge.
Got it. All right. You've got a great lawyer. Listen to him. He will take care of you. I will waive your appearance because you have a lawyer, but you must stay in touch with Mr. LeGrand, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, then likewise, I will revoke your bond. Be careful out there. You have but one life. And on a motorcycle, it's, you know, my wife is a nurse and she calls it kidneys on wheels because so many accidents and you get into one. I mean, really. Okay. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, I'll have you with pretrial. So we'll have you sign the bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go.
Judge, can we go ahead and at request of permission to travel? He does have a trip coming up, and I
Yes.
don't know if you are doing call-ins or not.
We do for the time being,
Okay.
you know.
He's going to Japan with his wife. They're getting married. That's their wedding trip. And
Okay.
what are the
When are you
dates?
going? And
10th to the 24th.
Of
November.
November
I will
10th.
allow you to go, but understand you're still under bond condition of this court. I don't care if you're in Abu Dhabi, wherever you are, you're not allowed to consume alcohol or legal drugs, and you're going to get tested the minute you arrive back. So beware. No means no, and I don't care where you are. Okay? All right. Please. So we'll let Ms. LeGrand, we'll let them know now so that he's not going to get called between those dates. Okay?
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
No, on both cases, no prior test? Morning, Mr. Roach.
Morning.
How's jail?
Not so nice.
Good. That makes me very happy. The worse of an experience you have, the more likely that you'll have to finally listen.
Yes, sir.
Why did you miss court?
I was in Galveston County Jail,
For what?
evading and resisting. I walked into
I don't want, I
Don't
don't,
give a detail.
facts of the
Sir.
case make no difference.
Yes, sir.
What I need to know is why and why you keep picking up cases. Do you have a drug issue? Is that the problem?
No, sir. I am homeless.
Why?
Well, I have, I'm on disability and,
Tell me,
I
where,
just,
where's mom and dad?
my dad lives in like Jackson with my stepmom. My mom lives in Lake City.
In League City?
Yes, yes, sir.
Why don't you live with either of them?
Well, I would if I could. I would like to.
Why not?
Maybe I could ask, I can go to my brother's house, I'm sure.
No, no. Why would you not live with mom or dad?
Because I'm 30 years old.
So after law school, you know what I did? Back and lived with my folks too. And I was, God, how long ago was it? Not too long ago, right? 20 years ago. God, you know. 50.
20 years?
But I was in my mid 20s too, and I went back to live at home. There's nothing wrong with that.
So I
Or will they, I mean, the question is, will they let you live?
think so, but I could ask and maybe so. It's possible.
Because I'm going to tell you now, me, I'm not letting you out to live on the street.
Sir,
It's not going to happen because chances are you're going to do whatever you can to survive. And that means probably picking up another case. And it's not going to happen.
sir.
Believe it or not, I want to help you as much as possible. And
Can I ask him one question without going into the details, just because he didn't tell me this? Are those Galveston cases still open or are they resolved
They're open. I'm on a PR bond.
on both of them?
Yes, sir.
how many cases does Mr. Roach have open?
That is what I'm looking for right now, Judge.
No. Until I know that he has stable housing, I'm not letting you out. You now know that no one in this world is going to bond you out. So when you go to jail, you are stuck like Chuck until someone either mysteriously and magically gives you a PR bond or you plead guilty. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to let you just plead guilty to get out and ruin your life. It's not going to happen. We're going to do whatever we need to do so that you get your life straightened out. And if that means sticking you back there until we get to your folks or whoever it is, that's it. No more street living. That's it.
Your Honor, would you consider lowering his bond to around the same amount as the felony? So that if one of his family members does post bond and has to go through the bonding company, that they're not out, hundreds of dollars?
I'm happy to do that. And I'm happy to set it at $100. But I want to know first that mom and dad or someone is going to have the wherewithal to let him come in. And so he has a stable place to stay. So I will do it, but I want to talk to folks first. And I think that what we can do is probably roll it to tomorrow. And then if you don't mind giving your numbers to Greg, and we can try to reach out to them to see who, hopefully someone is ready to take you. But street living, it's not going to happen, dude. And I'm going to tell you now, if we let you out and you get to your house, either mom, dad, brother, whoever it may be, is nice enough to take you in, and then you take off because you don't want to follow their rules, I'm not letting you street live. It's not going to happen.
Sir.
That's it. Typically, what I see is that people would rather party and live on the street than follow rules and get a job. Is that what the case is here, Mr. Roach? Then why live on the street?
No, because I don't even really want to explain no more. I think you know. It seems like you do. So I'm kind of going to talk about it respectfully.
And I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Roach, that you've been in and out of jail now here for about 2, maybe 3 years. And I'm going to tell you, in the blink of an eye, this quick, 15 years would pass. And then if you keep the hard living, you're going to look like a Quasimodo looking MF here. At 30, you're going to look like you're 71. No prospects. Okay. 41, looking like you're 82. Because the hard living, as you see, like those pictures, this is what you look like on meth after 15 years.
Or 15 years of process, huh?
Yeah.
Crooked process.
Are you blaming me?
Well, I don't know who you is.
Just my name right there.
I ain't choose his life. This life chose me.
Really?
Really, really, really.
Okay, let's
Okay,
stop.
It's easy to change. Okay. The hard part is keeping the change. And I will help you as much as possible. But I'm going to tell you now, I'm not throwing you out here and I'm not throwing you to wolves so that you can end up like that. And I don't care if you get mad at me, kicking, screaming, it makes no difference. But
man,
that's it.
sir.
So
Going with the flow.
you want to roll it tomorrow and see if you can reach out to someone and
Yeah, Bob,
see
yeah.
if they'll take?
I'm not sure I can make a phone call, but I know my brother to let me live at his house.
Okay, I'll call your brother.
Okay.
Yes, we'll roll you tomorrow. I'll bring you
Okay.
back tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
But if his brother's like him, you know, hopefully we can find, you
Let me
know,
talk to his brother, see if they're willing to bond tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, everybody.
what are you doing with yourself these days, Mr. Mendoza?
I'm working still.
Where?
I just got a new job at a barbecue place called the Pit Room
How long have you been working there?
in like a month or so. Like, but I think about to go to 2 months.
Do you remember why we revoked his bond in the first place? Was it because he picked up the felony?
I think it's just the felony. I don't think he ever missed court, but I'm not 100% on that.
No, it prior to the drug test and failure to appear, we revoked his bond and set it at 20,000. And I think it's because this was right. You were charged with reckless driving. I ordered you not to drive and you signed an affidavit promising me you're not going to drive. And then you pick up an evading arrest in a motor vehicle. So I set your bond at $20,000. Now you have a positive test well, first off, you refuse to take the test. And then now your test is positive for weed. It stops today. The next time I have to revoke your bond, and I don't care what the reason is, Mr. Mendoza, I'm going to triple, if not quadruple, both of them. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not to smoke weed. You're not to consume alcohol. You're not allowed to drive. If you drive, that is the worst possible thing, because then I'll have a contempt hearing. And then you're facing 180 days. Do not drive. No more smoking weed. I will test you 40 days from today. And if you test positive for weed again, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? Likewise, if you test positive for anything else, whether alcohol, any dangerous, illegal drugs, do you understand? Okay. I'm going to reset it begrudgingly, set you off for 40 days. It's not going to happen again. Any more violations, you will stay with me. Okay. All right.
I have a question about that.
Ask me.
Okay.
If you can file no contact and no weapons for now.
Your Honor, Mr. Osborne, I had a PCI agreement worked out back in February. He is a high school student. The phone number I had for him got disconnected. I couldn't reach him, which is why he ended up forfeited. I guess they picked him up where he lives now with his mother in Gregg County. He's a high school student. I'm just saying, like,
You have taken off on me 3 different times, Mr. Osborne. If you think that we are going to give you a PR bond, you are charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing a year in jail. You had an offer in this case where they were going to dismiss this case, and you have repeatedly taken off, not once, not twice, but thrice. I am not going to give you a PR bond, and we are taking you into custody now. Your bond is now set at 10,003 because of all the times that you have taken off. And I get that you're in high school, but the problem is that you have already taken off 3 times. If I let you go now, what does that tell you? What? It tells you that it's okay for you to do what you're doing and not to hold you accountable. And that's not what we do here. You need to understand that courts are here for a reason. We do court orders for a reason. And when you fail to comply, when you fail to show, there are real world consequences. And I don't know if you have anyone that's going to bond you out. If not, you will be stuck like Chuck with me until this thing is over. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm not into this pleading guilty, time served just to get out, just to ruin your life. I'm not going to let you do that.
We accepted the PTI, the states said they would still accept the PTI.
I get it, but I'm not letting him out.
I understand with you.
I mean, it's 3 times the case. How old is this case? It's a year old, and
You set your bond at 10,000, so you need to post 1,000 with the bond.
well, I don't know, because whatever they're going to charge you, I don't know. You're a flight risk. They may charge you more.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I don't recall leaving 3 times. I haven't.
You have a criminal case. You know that you are supposed to keep up with it. There's no out of sight, out of mind. You should have enough wherewithal to say, you know what? I haven't had court.
Oh, you don't do it for yourself, yourself. This ain't the place where you ask questions, okay? All right.
You should have enough wherewithal to know, you know what? I have court and I haven't heard in a long time. What's going on? The only reason you are here now is because what happened?
Bonding companies attempting to get the case reinstated and or a new bond set for. That's it. We wanted to let the court know it was our fault for not notifying him of
I'm
the
not
May
going to
setting.
fall on the sword. It's not your
I
fault.
do understand. Yes.
You know, if it was one time, okay, but we have 3 different times. It's unacceptable. Okay.
If I may.
Sure.
He did miss court 3 times, but he missed the first one because I couldn't reach him because the phone number I had was disconnected. I reset it 2 more times to try to get in contact with him. So he didn't purposely miss 3 court dates just because I couldn't, the phone number I had for him.
He
wasn't
knows he has court, Mr. Schofield.
I understand.
You know,
I'm just-
behavior has consequences. And now you're going to see that there are serious consequences to it. He goes with you.